We'll actually start the broadcast here in just a few minutes. Waiting on a few people to get in here. It is 10:32. I'm Donald Martin with Shadows Talk. We got 2 viewers. All right. Well, we're going to get this ball rolling. All right. I see a couple of you coming in. So I can get my stuff going on here. There we go. Hey, Patricia. How are you? Well, so far it's just me right now. Welcome everybody to our New Year's Eve special. We decided to kind of do something a little different than we did the first episode, and actually have a few guests on and sent links to everybody. Hopefully some will hit backstage here in just a few minutes. I'm still waiting on Dr. Jim's confirmation. Kyle Davis, he was supposed to be on tonight. Jeremy may come on. He's under the weather a little bit. So he may or may not be on. His voice is kind of gone a little bit. Who else? Gavin Brennan, I was going to have him on, but he's got some previous engagements. Gavin and Kyle are actually part of our paranormal group, and we invited both of them on tonight to discuss. My dogs are going nuts because of fireworks being shot outside. I got one under the desk here at my feet because it's real skittish and all that stuff. But see who else? We got a one video that we're going to show from the UK from one of the hosts on another paranormal show or another paranormal podcast on the Things Network. We'll show that a little bit later on. I'm just interested in getting some feedback. You can hear me okay, Patricia? You know, my dogs are going to go nuts over the next couple hours. But anyway, who else we got here besides Patricia? I see a couple of y'all coming on. Let's see if I can pull up my Facebook live from here. See what else we got on here. But there's Patricia. And if y'all will share this live and all for me around different platforms and different spots. I'll turn this down from here. Yeah, okay. I see Patricia's comment now. Kind of see who comes in and discusses everything. Trying to see what kind of some kind of delay I've got also. I think it's like maybe a 10-second delay a lot of times on these. But so how's everything going, Patricia? Y'all doing good? Y'all have a good Christmas and all? Yeah, we got about a 5-second delay, I guess. But we are entering the last few hours of 2022. What a crazy past couple years that we've had, going through the whole COVID stuff and uh, all that craziness. My dog is sniffing around. She's not supposed to be out. But yeah. But yeah, we've had a lot of craziness over the past couple of years. It's kind of affected not only ways of work and events and just general life, but also affected a lot of us in the paranormal as well. A lot of places were closed during the pandemic. Couldn't really go out and investigate a lot of places. I know me personally, as a firefighter and a business owner, it kind of hit us differently a little bit. With the fire side of it, it kind of slowed things down a little bit, if you believe that, with some of our stuff. Of course, we do fire service and med calls, and we usually go on life-threatening med calls and stuff like that. Which we also have ambulance service in town. We were just a kind of somebody get there before the ambulance crew is actually there. Unless they get there, we will leave. But a lot of that stuff, unless it was just really serious, we didn't go out to the regular med calls of the stomach aches and blood sugar type stuff. Just more of the severe stuff that we went out. So our call volume went way down on med calls during the COVID pandemic, because we were being very cautious with ourselves. Being a small department, if we had COVID or sickness come through our station there, it's going to pretty much shut us down. We can't do that for obvious reasons of having nobody on trucks for fire calls. As far as business wise, it delayed me reopening my martial arts school about a month or two, which actually helped me out in the long run. I was able to get more stuff done before the opening. And actually, whereas a lot of schools were closing because of the pandemic, as far as closing for good, because people couldn't meet and have class, publicly. It wound up shutting a lot of people down permanently, because you still had bills and everything coming in from those businesses, rent and lights and so forth, your expenses and all. And you didn't have any money coming in, so it wound up shutting a lot of doors down from schools that have been open for 20, 30 years. We were fortunate. We grew the whole time, from the time we started till now. We've grown as we went through. So we survived the pandemic and actually did very well for a new business opening up. It's not making no money, but it's not our type business. Is not really about so much having a business that you have to rely on the funds, the profits from. It's hate to say it's a hobby, but it's kind of a hobby with me of teaching. I enjoy teaching. I've been teaching for 25 years or better. Yeah. But anyway, see what else. We've got the our group, Southern Paranormal, was managing 2 locations for several years. Me and Doyle started those, the old Southern Funeral Home and the Talcott County Jail, which is closed down as the actual jail. We've had them for quite a few, and it kind of slowed things down on the paranormal side of things there. We weren't able to open up as much as we used to. This past November, I believe, or October, the old Southern Funeral Home was actually sold, and it is now being turned into a working funeral home again. So new owners came in, bought the place, they're fixing it up. Just the other day, I saw a sign. There. They had put up a new sign. They're refixing. They're fixing the roof and giving the upkeep and repairs of the building. So I always tell everybody it's kind of a sad thing. And sorry about that. My dogs are going to because of fireworks. It's a sad thing in one way, and then another thing, it's a relief because the building was in bad shape. It was getting worse every year, and my dogs are going nuts. But yeah, it was kind of a sad and happy thing. The building was getting worse as you went by. The roof was getting worse. At least now that somebody's got it, taken care of it, going to fix it back up, and it's going to survive. It's eventually demolish it down. But on the sad side of it, we can't investigate it. We can't go in there and have other groups come in and investigate. And I can hear my dog on my thing. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I'll play this intro video again. My dog is going nuts. Yeah, we had a pretty good one, pretty good Christmas. Of course, with my job, we just work around my schedule at the fire department and all that. So hoping to get some more folks in here. It's gonna be a long 2 hours. It was just me and you, Patricia, talking. But yeah, let's see, back to the funeral home. Yeah, they sold it. Like I said, it's a blessing and a curse having a place like that. The upkeep and all that stuff, especially a building that's getting worse as the days go by. There's only so much you can do to the place. We still have the jail. Have not investigated over there in quite some time. Of course, it's that cold season, so it's winter season is here. So not a whole lot of people want to investigate. Building that has no heat, no air, limited power. the one thing about the funeral home, we had power, we had heat, we had air. So it was one of those places you could investigate, year round. I know a few places that are out there that do have power and do have those places that you can go to anytime. Old Scott County Jail with Miranda and Chris, Miranda Young, and just went blank on Chris's last name. But yeah, they run that place there, and hopefully this year, and we'll put that on our bucket list for this year. I would really love to go up to Tennessee and investigate that place. So that's one of the places I would really love to go. And maybe Patricia, you and Darren and Shane Heath and whoever else on y'all's crew. Now I know I've had one member maybe left. Summer would be a good time to go. That'd be a good place to go. I would love to go there. Have y'all been there before? I think maybe y'all been there. And that's Mr. Kyle Davis. And he's asking what time it starts. That was Kyle. He was supposed to have been on there. Sumner. That's right. Chris Sumner. For some reason, I couldn't remember. I was drawing a blank on that. Got something blowing in the background here. Shine a little bit of light. I'm trying to keep everything so you can see it well. Glare bothers me. But yeah, great people. In Scott County is a great place. Yeah, I agree. I'd love to get up there this year. Love to go to the Conjuring House one of these days. It's just so far up north that it's hard to get, that far up north traveling without having to get a plane. It'd be one of those places I would probably rather fly up than drive up. There's a lot of places up north that I would love to go to. The ideal thing would be to, I guess, when I get rich with the lottery, just plan a week-long or 2-week-long trip up north, visit family, visit places that I'd want to investigate up in that area. Axe Murder House, Mr. Axe Murder House. I'd love to go to visit Bullen's house. Of course, Salem. Love to go to Salem. There's a lot of good places up north. Conjuring House. Just a few to name. We did Coatsworth back in October again. And funny thing is we had a great investigation, 2-night investigation there. Eileen was there with us. David Childress came in. One of our old teammates had showed up, and we had a few other folks that normally come, every time we're there. Had a good investigation, good crowd. It was a little different this time around, whereas some of the places that were very active in past years were not quite as active, and then other places that was kind of mediocre active was really active this past time around. The library that's there on the property was usually a really active place. It was kind of slow in there um, over the weekend, and one of the rooms off the parlor in the front, it's been a little little activity there, but got my whole crew coming here now. But anyway, we had a lot of activity in that front parlor room, and we had a spirit that had contacted a couple of us. We had a couple of sensitives there, and one had contacted and made it known that she wanted to cross over. So we kind of, all of us investigators, waited till the group was gone for the night, and we all kind of came up with a game plan to go back down into the slave quarters and communicate and try to get them, help them to pass over. But did not get any more contact with them while we were there. So we're wondering if it wasn't possibly mimicking, or the possibility of somebody that was there during the investigation had brought them with him. So it was kind of a little different on that sense of something you don't really come across a whole lot on a public investigation with clientele being there, ticket holders. And, but that was Coatsworth. Coatsworth was good. You got to see the whole crew there that runs the place, the place, Danny and his wife, and Joe. Of course, Danny and his wife just had a baby that wasn't very old. And my dogs are like freaking out. Take and put them in my room, please. Go take them and put them in my room. Anyway, Coatsworth was a good place. Of course, we investigated the funeral a couple times this past year, just us. And then we did the jail, I think once or twice. Of course, we had the annual Dorgos Jail and Bail during the October. Dogs. Just leave her alone, then. Gotta be quiet. That went really well. Every year we do a jail and bail for with Boswell Media here in town, local radio station. They do raise funds for Make-A-Wish, and raised a good bit of money for that. What they do is they bring in local people in the community, well-known people in the community, and actually the sheriff's department volunteers their time and goes and picks these people up and brings them over Walmart. Usually we get doing the jail. But they drop them off and they got to bail money, basically raise money to get out of jail. And all those proceeds go to Make-A-Wish to help sick kids with their wishes and all. A lot of kids with cancer and stuff like that, like terminal. So it's always a good cause. Let's see, we finally got some work started in here in our office. Of course, we bought a an old house a couple of years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, called the Peeler House here. It was built in 1898. It's got a lot of old charm in it. Um, been slowly doing a few things here and there. It's kind of tough with work schedules and funding and all that stuff. Finally started painting the office in here. We got it uh, sea salt. Sea salt is what the color is. Mike picked out, or we picked out. We got about half of it painted. You really can't see it right here because we ain't got that far yet. Panel builds. This is where I do my REM pod builds, my REM devices, my plushes, and mini pods and other little gadgets that I build for the paranormal community at affordable prices. So I think there's way too many people and websites out there that charge an arm and a leg for things that are really not that expensive to build. So that's kind of what started the whole Parapals thing. That's my plushes. Recently, just my latest one was an alien that I sent off to a good friend of ours for her husband. It was for Christmas and all. He's real big into aliens and all that. They got it yesterday, as a matter of fact. Loved it. So happy with that. I've got a baby Yoda sitting over on the counter waiting for shipment. I've got a couple other little builds that I have not got sent off yet. I got one that's tore down right now. I got an R2D2 that is in the process of being built. Big Star Wars fan. This is the one that started it all. There's Slimer. Wife bought this on clearance, and I decided I wanted to build a REM pod out of it. And she didn't like that idea, but she fell in love with it. And it works just like a regular REM pod. The only difference is he's plush. These little lights go off on the inside of them. You can place these wherever. You can have different colored lights. You can just leave it there. Yeah, it's on my other thing over here. But that's Slimer. I built probably one of my favorite builds is the skull that I built for Chris Sumner, and the Ghost Biker motorcycle that I built for Miranda Young. That was the toughest one I've done so far. Probably won't build another one of those. It's probably going to be a one of a kind for sure. Chris Sumner with Soul Sisters Paranormal, and Miranda Young, of course, is Ghost Biker. But the Ghost Biker one was really cool. The skull that I built for Chris was actually Chris and Jenny. Miranda is a really great artist. She wound up taking that skull and painting it like their logo, because their logo is a sugar skull. She wound up painting it to match their logo. I see pictures posted all the time of the skull in different areas and different places they go investigating. So it's pretty cool to see your work out there, being used for, not just sitting on a desk somewhere. What else have we built? Built several Slimers. I built some Stay Puffs. Of course, I built mini ones also, mini pods, mini rims. I've got one Reaper, one Shadow rim, which is actually a custom-made plush that a guy built 4 of them for me, and only one of those has ever, and it was sent off this past year. This past year, sent it off as a kind of an extra little gift for a guy that had waited very, very patiently for his builds to get done. See, I've done bears, I've done a fox, I've done several skulls, several Slimers, custom ones, where only one exists is the Ghost Biker. That one, of course, that's probably my most favorite one that I did. It took a long time. I'm very proud of it. I got a Baby Yoda that I'm still waiting on to get shipped. The Alien, of course, that was a new one. I did a Black Wolf. Todd and Leanne SQ. I've got to get them a wolf one of these days if I never get caught up on some things. I've also got a couple. I can't really say what they are because they're gifts or surprise gifts, but I've got a matching set of plushes that I've got to get the other one built. I built one, and then the other one I've got to get it finished so I can get it sent off so they can get their surprise gift. I've got the R2-D2 that I'm working on. I've got about 25 mini pods that I've got to get built. Mini rooms, all the different colors. I've got 4 Ecto-1s that I've got to get built. Those are going to be a challenge because of what they want done to it and the amount of time of figuring out where everything goes. One of those actually is mine that Patricia Darren gave me. I've still got it that I want to turn into a rim device. And on the ParaPal side of it, I've got a couple projects in the works that I'm working on. Once I get caught up with everything else, there's a couple of new devices that I want to try out this next year. Hopefully I'll get them done. There's one that's going to be very, very, very good for you Hocus Pocus fans. I'm waiting on the book. Say the Book of the Dead, but I know that's not what it's called, but it's what it reminds me of off the Evil Dead stuff. But the actual spell book, a lady makes those, and she's sending me one as a prototype to make a REM device out of. So that one would be really cool once I get it in. But that's what we're doing on the ParaPal side of things. Still waiting on Kyle and somebody else to get in here. I guess Dr. Jim may be shooting fireworks or something tonight. He's supposed to be on tonight. And my wife is watching. Happy New Year from Georgia. Oh, I see her now. I got my glasses on now. I can see. That's my better half. Are you still on there watching? That's JT. That's one of my sons. We got 3 boys and 5 girls. Yes, I'm going to make the Ecto. I actually have mine and that y'all got me. I'm going to build that one. And I've got 3 more that one lady sent me 2. And then another lady just sent me 1 a couple of days ago that came in the mail. I've got to get those all built once I have a game plan on where to put everything inside. And plushes are they're not easy, but they're easy for me to figure out because they're pretty much the same. I got to open them up if they don't have a Velcro back on it. Got to pull stuffing out. I got to install. I got to build the device. I got to install the device, and then sew it back up. with the other custom stuff like the Ghost Biker or the Ecto ones or R2D2 or Yoda, different because he's made a little different. And then the Alien was really pain in the butt to build because instead of packing that thing with regular polyfill or cotton type material, it's all synthetic stuff now. It's not real cotton. They built it. They stuffed it with those little bitty foam beads like you find in bean bags. And that stuff, if you ever got that stuff on your hands, it's static. And once you get it on there, it will not come off. It was a mess. It was a mess to do. Of course, I pulled a lot of that stuff out and put some polyblend stuff back into it, so it'd be a lot easier to deal with sewing it up and working with it. I'm still finding little pieces of that stuff in different locations where I built it. But yeah, the Ecto one is on my list to get done. I want to do it. I don't want to just throw the stuff together. I want to do it right, make it look good and functional. That's the big thing. It's no good if it's not functional. It don't serve its purpose other than bookshelf. I want it to be able to be used. That's the big thing on some of the builds that I have. Of course, I test them out before they go out, make sure they're working right. Every once in a while, you'll have one that's not working quite like it's supposed to once it gets there, but I do tell everybody if they ever have a problem with it, contact me. I'll be glad to fix it. Eileen Jones, I need you to get Boo Bear to me so I can get him working like he's supposed to be. He's been not working just quite like he's supposed to for about a year now. But let's see. We've got on a non-paranormal side, we've got with Jeremy York. He has started a wrestling podcast, and we're starting it January 4th, I believe, at 7 Eastern time, I believe. I think that's what the time is. But basically, starting a new podcast, and we're going to talking about wrestling, professional wrestling. Been a big fan of that for years. Found out that Jeremy loves this stuff too, so we talked back and forth about it, and he was wanting to start one, so we're starting it up in January. Of course, we got Shadows Talk that we're still going to do, and we're going to do this schedule about once or twice a month instead of just having one every week or 2 or 3 a week. It'll give us a lot more topic stuff, and eventually want to have some special guests on in the paranormal community. So, if you are interested in coming on, let me know. Send me a message. We'll try to get you scheduled to come on. And so hopefully my wife is driving home. I haven't seen Heath and Shane. Of course, everybody's probably doing New Year's stuff. I'm guessing my wife is working tonight. Yep, you are working. If she gets here quick enough, gets home, she can hop on here. She might be able to do it on the way home. I could send her she could send me I could send her a link. Maybe just too difficult driving though. But yeah, if she gets here and gets home, she can get on here and all that. Keep adjusting my shirt. Oh, this is a shirt I got for Christmas from one of my guys at the fire department. Good friends over. It says Paranormal Investigator. If you see me running, run faster. So I really like the shirt. I figured I'd unveil it tonight on our New Year's podcast. Supposed to be coming on hopefully in a little bit. Nick supposed to be popping in as well. They all got New Year's stuff going on with their families and all that. Kyle's supposed to be coming on. Dr. Jim is supposed to be on tonight. I'm not sure what happened with him. Hopefully everything's all right in his neck of the woods. Gavin Brennan, he couldn't make it. He's got family stuff going on, but he's supposed to be listening in. We got a video I'm going to unveil in just a little bit. It's one of the hosts from podcast on the Things Network where we're actually at. Sent a video. Wanted to get a few more videos on intros. Our kind of idea was to do a podcast here and actually have several hosts from the network come on and kind of sit and talk for a few minutes and kind of pitch, do a little promo for their podcasts that they have on the network and kind of what they're going to be doing over the next year on their shows and all that, and hosts and things like that. A lot of people are dealing with New Year's Eve stuff, parties, and I'm sure fireworks and other things going on tonight. So didn't have a whole lot of that kind of stuff going on. So who all is on? I know. Let's see, we got Rebecca, Trisha. I got two more people on here that I see popped up, but I don't know who they are. So anyway, welcome you other two that are here. We got four now. I'm not sure if I can see it from here. But anyway, paranormal side of things next year. Like I said, I hope to be going to. We hope to be going to a few more locations. Try to get back out there investigating again. I want to go to Scott County. Definitely want to go there. Probably a couple more places locally. That's a lot closer. I did hear about a place that's down South Mississippi, Southeast Mississippi. That's may have some good stuff in there. Residential. We actually did a residential this past year. Had a family that was having a lot of stuff going on their family's house. It's an old farmhouse, and we went in there and did a investigation and a cleansing for them. Made them feel a lot better about the location. Think it's probably a family member a distant family member that's not wasn't too pleasing. They're just too happy to be alive. But hopefully he moved on. How about old Harmon Hospital? Is that Ronnie D's new place? I'm guessing that's Ronnie D's new place that they got. It's not too far from Old South. I don't think it's that far from Old South Pittsburgh, is it? Yeah, I'd love to go there. Maybe, hopefully making a trip to. I'd like to go back to the temple this next year. Maybe getting up with Jeremy and Nick and some of those guys and trying to coordinate joint investigation somewhere where they're going. Of course, the elephant in the room with a lot of the paranormal community is that Waverly Hills may be coming to a closure of their legal issues. I talked to Ernie quite a while about all of it. But hopefully soon it will be. Hopefully this next year they'll get it squared away where investigators can once again be able to investigate the place in a much better setting, I guess I'd say, because there's a lot of us that are not gonna go back there until it's sorted out and the owners actually have it under their control again. It's a big legal issue. So I would love to go to Trans-Allegheny again. That was one of our first investigations as a team. The place is really, really good. That's a really good place. You can hear my kids in the background talking, which are not actually supposed to be in here right now. So on Shadows Talk, what we want to do is on here is have open discussions on, of course, the paranormal, but kind of go at a different more scientific avenue of things. That's one reason, really want to get Dr. Jim on here. He's a very, very bright man. He's done a lot of experiments, scientific experiments, and all on different investigations and stuff like that. I really value his thought on a lot of the thought process. And let me take a little bit of a break here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video. That's the lady sent here. I'm trying to think of her name. I'm really bad with names. Jacqueline Dixon from the UK. I'm going to start that right now.
Yeah, my name's Jacqueline Dixon from Paranormal Path. I'm UK based, right in the centre in Nottingham, the place of Robin Hood. My first interest was in paranormal in 2004 when I went on ghost hunts, which I find really scary, but from then on I've sort of carried on going, and I do more meeting different groups in the UK. I've travelled to a lot of locations, but I'm more on the investigation side to try and get answers for the afterlife. I've had so many experiences. I do know there is something else out there. I also host a podcast. I've been doing a podcast for about 3 years now. I first started on Haunted Antiques, and then I went onto my own page, Paranormal Path, and now do a show on Things Network as well. And I was part of joining when it first went live. So it's really lovely to be part of the Things Network. I've met so many people within the paranormal field, both in the UK and US, and some have become very good friends. I like to go out and about and meet different people to learn how they investigate and see if I can learn things from them. Nobody's an expert, but I try and help where I can with answers, but who knows the answers really. I want to thank everyone for the support I've had, all the support I've had for the group as well. I want to thank my co-host as well on a lot of the live shows, Lois Haddo, and it's wonderful all the help you've given me. And can I wish everybody who's watching Happy New Year. I hope you all have a good one. Thank you so much. Take care. Look after yourselves and stay spooky. Bye.
That was one of the videos we got submitted and all. We got that. I appreciate her taking the time to do that for us. And y'all check out her podcast and all coming up this next year. As far as what we want to do, like I said, on here, I was having a lot of different discussions on the paranormal. I'd like to have a variety of different guests coming on and talking about not only what they're doing in the paranormal, what they're, how they started, what got them into it, but also want to come up with different topics for our guests that you haven't seen or heard on 15 other different podcasts. So it's kind of a way to help promote those in our community, in our paranormal community, with what they're doing, and give them support and stuff like that, and a way to stay in contact with one another, because we're all in this together. We're all looking for the same answers. Everybody has different ways of investigating. Some things work, some things don't for certain individuals. What works for one person may not work for another. What places you go and investigate, one experiment or one session or whatever you're doing may have great results, and then another group comes in, does the same exact thing. You may not have those same results. It may be from a number of different reasons. That connection with the actual investigators that's there. It's like, I always call it paranormal fishing the old days. It's like, you're out there trying to investigate and you're trying to do it a certain way, and then you got to figure a way to get the spirits to able to communicate with you, make them feel at ease, treat them with respect, because at one point in time they were human, just like, they were alive. They're still human in a sense. They're still very much the same person they were when they were still alive. And even so, some of them may not even know that they've passed on. They may not have the concept. Favorite person to investigate? That's from my wife. What is your favorite person to investigate with? Well, I would have to say you are my most favorite person to investigate with. Secondly, I would say outside of our team, Eileen. Eileen's a good friend of ours, known for many, many years. She's another great investigator that I enjoy giving her hell. Love giving Eileen hell because she gives it back to me. She's in a. I want to branch out and investigate with some other folks this next year that I've not had the chance to investigate a whole lot with. One of them is on backstage right now. I'm bringing him in.
Hey, Donald.
What's up? So you got all the bling bling going on right now.
Yeah, I came prepared for this occasion.
The whole Christmas thing. I guess we were talking about when we was on the other podcast with Don, with the horror movies and stuff like that. I thought about putting on my Santa hat, but I kept forgetting about it.
Oh, okay. Well, it happens. By the way, someone else decided to walk in. Why don't you come on over here for just a second?
Yo.
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good. You got the Metallica thing going on? Is that what that is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
fan of
like-
the band, so why not?
Oh,
Yeah, Nick's here hanging out here at my place for New Year's.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, having pizza and finally introducing him to Wednesday on my Netflix.
and I'm loving it. It's a great show.
Wednesday's a good series. I enjoyed it. Can't wait for season 2. It's got that Harry Potter Sabrina feel to it. You know,
It does.
not the teenage one from the 80s, but or 90s, whenever it was, but the Adventures of Sabrina, I guess it is on Netflix. That's a really good series.
The Chilling Tales of Sabrina. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so y'all just eating pizza and hanging out until the ball drops, I guess.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I got to figure out which is the best channel to for when the countdown starts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we got another 33 minutes.
You got
We'll
33
figure-
minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some people always think too, you know, since we're from, you know, we live in the Chicago area, we opted not to go downtown because, you know, it's going to be crowded as hell. The roads are going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of drunk and crazy drivers, you know, and we always have been, you know, they've always given us that reference over the years to go to downtown. But as fun as it probably is, it's just not worth the risk, especially in this day and age.
Oh yeah. There's
I'm not a big fan of the huge public crowds as far as those type things. And I love going to concerts because it's a little different. You know, you're all there to most of you are there to have a good time and listen to bands with just general public crowds and all that. You know, when you bring in alcohol and some other things, a lot of people aren't happy drunks. Yeah,
Not at all.
so it's yeah, I can see where, you know, not being. I went to a Black Friday thing I think once or twice. The first time I did it was like, and it was back before they, you know, separated the days for Black Friday. It was all on that one day, you know, and it was like, I'll never do this again. And what's funny is if you go on those Black Friday sales, with the exception of a few things, you know, if you wait and go that afternoon, they got plenty of the shit, and you can pick the stuff up at the same price without dealing with the crowds.
Exactly.
true.
You know,
Yeah, that's why I don't work on Black Friday myself. I always make sure I work Thanksgiving itself. So, yeah, it's just not worth the risk.
Yeah.
I was just reading some of the comments here. My wife was asking who my favorite person to investigate with. Of course, you know, she's
Hey,
the
Jill's on.
Hey, Jill.
Jill's in the comments.
There's Jeremy. He's waving at me.
Jeremy. Hey.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, guys.
Now we got a party. Now we got a party, not just me sitting here rambling on by myself.
You know you're from the future.
That's right. It's already midnight on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. Happy New Year,
Yes.
Jeremy.
So tell
New
us,
Year,
what is
Jeremy.
2023 like? So that we're all prepared.
Yeah.
Feels an awful lot like 2022 right now.
I kind of figured.
Yeah. So far, I'm not impressed.
So what, you know, back in the 2000s, you remember when the century changed over? Y'all may not be old enough to, you know.
No, I remember when it became 2000.
I remember.
The whole big thing was like, you know, people were freaking out because they didn't know what the computer systems were going to do. Is everything's going to crash?
Oh, I remember that.
The Y2K.
Yeah, everyone's spreading that Y2K nonsense.
Yeah, and it rolled over and it's like nothing happened.
Everybody said that about the year 2012, and guess what? We're all still here.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I think we've gone through about 5 end of the world scenarios already.
Oh, there's been more than that. There's been a lot of predictions over the years. I remember back in the '80s, there was a thing of scientists that come out and say this is going to be the end of the world tonight. Blah blah blah. Of course, I didn't know about it. I was still young. We had a skating party or something with the school, and then I found out, a couple of days later, it's like, oh, the world was supposed to end that night. We went skating.
Hey, in one of my memories a couple of days ago, it was from a post that I made. It was either 2012 or 2014. I made a post saying, "Well, today's the end of the world. Let me know how it goes when I get up in the morning."
Jill here says she
if
went.
I'm not there, start without me.
Went to the top of the theater. I managed to watch the city go black on Y2K, but no.
Joe, that is where you're supposed to go to the Transformers and blow the system and watch as the lights go out.
Oh man.
Have a New Year's deal.
I read something yesterday where somebody predicted in about 12 or 14 years, something is supposed to happen with all of our computer systems and every piece of technology goes out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if I remember too, and this is actually from a movie, I remember also, what was it, one of the Back to the Future movies, but I think it was set in 2015 when we were supposed to have all the flying cars and stuff like that. And
I know, I'm still waiting on that.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that stuff?
Back to the
I can be from here in Las Vegas in 4 hours instead of 3.5 days.
Did you guys ever see that? They actually did a skit with the two actors from that movie to make it look like that they just stepped out in the actual year of 2015. They actually did a little performance of that. It was hilarious.
I did not see that, but I'd like to see that.
If I find it, I'll send it to you.
I remember that skit. I remember that because they were, of course, they're a lot older now.
Yeah, they were.
Michael J. Fox is one of my favorite actors from that era. Hate the whole Parkinson thing. And, has got him kind of down on that, but he's one of my favorite actors. Tom Hanks is another one that I really enjoy.
Oh yeah, Tom Hanks is great.
Yeah. Jeremy, I actually just found that clip for you, so I'm going to send it to you now. It was when they were on Jimmy Kimmel Live, so it was like a reunion they were having.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how you feeling, Jeremy?
Yeah, I was going to ask, how you feeling?
I'm feeling better. My sore throat is gone, so now it's just a matter of actually getting my voice back.
So was it just a cold or a flu or?
No, it wasn't a flu. I never got sick, or I never even ran a fever.
Oh, okay.
But I was coughing so much, my nose was running so much.
See, I would have said that if it was an actual sickness, I probably would have at least got tested, because that's what I did a few weeks ago, to make sure it wasn't COVID.
Well, I'm not even concerned about COVID.
Okay.
I won't get tested for that. I'm not going to be a statistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, when it first came out and they had the tests and all that, they were doing a lot of false positive type stuff on it.
Right.
And part of that, I don't want to get into political stuff on there, but, a lot of that had to do with government money.
Yes.
Because doctors and nurses and all that stuff were getting paid that extra money for having to deal with COVID patients. So, you come in with a stubbed toe, you got COVID, so they can get that extra money. Now the money's all dried up, and there's a lot of nurses and all that were used to that. A lot of people in the healthcare, they're used to all that good money, and they've moved on and go to different locations.
Another thing that I heard, and this came strictly from nurses, that if you get a COVID test, if it comes out positive, the test is accurate. If it comes out negative, the test is inaccurate. So how can you even trust the test?
It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that, and with anything, the government has helping them get
And
stuff. That,
last year when I was in the hospital, they wanted to give me a COVID test. You know, stick that thing up my nose.
Oh yeah,
I've had it. It sucks.
yeah, me too.
I had 3 inch cylinders in both my nostrils. And she still wanted to give me a test. I told her, hell no, get out of here.
Yeah, because you already have.
She's like, well, I'm supposed to. Look at my nose.
Yeah.
Well, you do have something in there. No shit.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Oh, yeah.
We went to Tyler, Texas, a couple of years ago, and while we were there, we went there to Paracon, small Paracon there in Tyler, and I wound up getting shingles before I left. Didn't realize it was shingles until we got back, and I was miserable. I was, of course, at that time we thought it was poison ivy or poison oak that I'd gotten into because we did some rappelling off of a bridge the Thursday before we left on Friday, and I started getting blisters. And matter of fact, Fox Family Paranormal were at the funeral home that weekend, and I was telling them, man, I got this rash and all, it's on my face, and it's in my mouth, and I could feel blisters inside my mouth. And she gave me this toothache medicine that she had made. Deaden it all in there because one of my teeth were hurting really bad, and it was from the actual shingle stuff. But and we thought maybe the blisters were from that stuff, but turns out we got back, I had shingles, and my face was all swollen. When we woke up the Sunday morning, I believe it was, we came back Sunday morning, Eileen and my wife, had drove there, and that morning, of course, we were supposed to go investigate that night as part of the Paracon. And I stopped by the CVS and got some Orajel. And by the end of the night, I was sitting there squeezing that stuff out and smeared it on my face, just trying to get it to numb the pain. And if you never had shingles, man, it is horrible.
I've heard. That's what I've heard.
I've had kidney stones more than I care to count. And I'll take a kidney stone over a dang outbreak of shingles any day.
Oh, man.
It was rough. I woke up that Sunday morning, and I could see my bottom lip just by looking down. It was that
Oh, my
swollen.
God.
Yeah,
wow.
It was rough. Looked like the freaking Elephant Man.
Yikes.
But yeah, shingles was rough. But they gave me a couple shots, which made it worse. And then that Wednesday, you went into my father-in-law took me down to Jackson Hospital, and they admitted me. And because I tried to get them to admit me out here to the local hospital, and they wouldn't do it. I was like, I just need something for the pain. It's just excruciating. And about 30 minutes in, the lady coming there, foreign doctor, she came in. It's like, I don't think this is poison ivy. I think this is the shingles. I was like, really? So we're going to get you some medications, get your IV started, and once we get a room, we'll move you up to a room. I was like, you're admitting me? Oh yeah. It's like, thank God. Finally I get some relief. I was in the hospital for five days, I think, with it.
Jeez.
It sucks.
Yeah, that's what I've heard with shingles, is that it kind of starts off kind of like a rash at first. So yeah, I could sure understand why they first thought it was poison ivy, but I heard it gets gradually worse as time goes on. And
yeah, I've still got
the craziest thing is that I once said to my parents, because when I heard that there was a vaccine for it, I know I'm still rather young to have it. I thought about getting it, actually when I got into my 30s, but my parents they said to me, You don't have to do that right now. Wait till you get to your late 40s, early 50s for it.
So you've had chicken pox then?
That's correct. Yeah, I had them when I was probably about 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
So and I've heard already that means the virus is already inside of you. So you have to eventually get it soon.
How old are you now, Nick?
29, and considering now that it's about to be January 1st, I'll be 30 in 2 months.
Supposedly, you're not supposed to. It's not susceptible to younger people until you hit around 45. But I've heard cases of people younger getting it.
Yep, that's what my parents told me. They said that's more of something I should take when I'm in my, mid to late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, definitely. I would advise you to definitely get that Shingrix. It's called Shingrix. Get that Shingrix shot, and now you can get them at Walmart.
Really?
Yeah, the only bad thing about it, I've heard cases where you break out with shingles from getting the shot. So that's one reason I haven't went and got it yet.
Right.
But it left some scarring on my face here. I'm already ugly enough without all the other shit.
Oh, man.
So basically it follows a nerve pattern. And it starts, the nerve pattern here, it starts in here, comes down by the eye, goes here, and then down into your mouth.
Maybe that's why I thought when I first heard about shingles, for whatever reason, I was thinking that it affected your eyes. So now with you having said that, that makes sense. The way
it got really close to this eye here. I mean, it was like right on the tip, on the side of my eye, and I had to go to the eye doctor to make sure it didn't, mess up my eyesight. Which I was lucky it got just right on the outside of it. Now, the nerve damage can last for years or for forever. All this is still numb. All that's numb. I've gotten a little bit of feeling back in some places, but I'm liable to never get the full feeling back in my face and all right here. The bright side of that, if there is one, you're guys, and when you shave a lot, you ain't shaved in a while. You got a dull razor, it starts pulling those hairs out.
Yeah,
I can shave all this, I don't feel shit.
Wow,
it's dead.
Well, maybe I'll get lucky and the shingles will hit all my dead nerves on this side, and I won't feel it.
Yeah,
you'd rather not have that shit. I promise you.
Yeah, it would be safe than sorry for that one.
Maybe you'll just get the nerve damage and not the breakout of the big scabby.
Yeah, it affects people different ways.
Yeah, a lot of people get them on their bodies, or torso, or the arms, and like it is. Supposedly rare cases that you get them on your face, but I've seen some. I'm in a couple shingles support groups on Facebook, where we share information back and forth, and there's a lot of people on there that's gotten them on their face.
I thought that most people don't get shingles.
I thought for the longest time.
There's a lot more out there that that get it than you realize. But like I remember the one nurse I had come in. She was looking at make sure we don't miss her. We still got 15 minutes. She had never had chickenpox and all that shit. She come in this full like hazmat suit almost looking thing. So I haven't had the chickenpox. So somebody else is going to be your nurse from now on. It's like it's not contagious anymore. It doesn't run its pattern. But there was one nurse that came in and because it was giving me some kind of medication. It wasn't killing the pain. And this one lady, so I'll get with your doctor and see if we can get something else. So they got me Dilaudid, I believe it was. And they said, I can give this to you every 20, 30 minutes, if you need it. So, all right. So they come in there and hit me, and as soon as the needle was still in the IV, because of course they got the IV thing now where they don't have to inject it. They're just injecting the IV, and the needle's still in there. I'm like, oh my God, that it's all gone. You know, it'll knock you out, but you don't feel that pain anymore.
Right.
And nurse coming there like clockwork every 20, 30 minutes, hit me up again. So she kept me real comfortable. At least the 24 hours or 12 hours or whatever she was there.
I just looked it up. They get on average of about 200,000 cases a year.
Yeah, it's been really growing, which of course would also explain why we're starting to see like a lot more, you know, TV commercials for it. So it kind of does make sense in a way. And unfortunately, I mean, there's always that probability that that's probably going to grow as the years go on.
Well, when you think about it, compared to the global population, that's not a whole lot.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
That's 200,000. That's basically the city of Fort Wayne out of the entire world.
exactly. And I think here in Chicago, we got a much bigger population, so I can understand exactly how it could probably not be that big.
Yeah. It says it's common, but based on the number, to me, that's not that common.
Right. And who knows, you know, that's according to reports of, you know, people, I guess, going to the doctor and getting it taken care of. I can't imagine you getting shingles and not going to a doctor for it, because it's just that bad.
Right. I don't see how Nick can concentrate with those things on.
You don't see them, I don't guess.
I don't see how he cannot.
This up here, what you probably see, but he don't see this part.
Yeah, this here would bother me.
He just sees everything.
See the flashing lights, Nick.
What's that?
How do you not see the flashing lights?
No, I can't see them. It just doesn't blind me or anything like that.
That would bother the shit out of me.
Well, and the other thing too is I also just put brand new batteries in these, so these are also fresh.
It's a good thing you're not an epileptic.
No, thank God. You know what? I actually wore this to work earlier today, and this was so weird. At first I didn't even understand this. So I was done with, as soon as I finished with work, I had to do a little shopping, obviously, for tonight, right? So I'm walking down, and I didn't even see them or even notice them first, but there were these two kids that were walking by. Like, I'm going down the hall. You know, like, you guys ever had that? I'm sure we've all, like, when you're going down an aisle and somebody shows up as you're exiting an aisle and then they turn right back. Well, there was this kid, this little girl that is walking in front, and she says something I didn't understand. And then the next thing I know, because I'm wearing all this stuff, I don't realize I'm being followed. There was this little girl. Hey, Kellyanne, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ted.
So she's following me, and then there was some older girl, which I actually thought was the girl's mom, but it turned out I guess it was her older sister. She looked like she was in her late preteens or early teens. And I'm walking, just mind my own business, grabbing my stuff, and I noticed they're like right behind me. And my first thought was, okay, I guess we're going the same direction. And I still see them, and I actually first thought they got in my way because they got in front. So I just speed up, just trying to finish everything off. And then I finally turn, like, these kids follow me? Like, what the hell's going on here? And I even went over to my store manager, because I had to talk to him. And they still were following me. It was just like, and I didn't realize it until eventually it was because of the lights. That was like one of those lights that like a bug zapper, like attracting bugs.
What was it on Bug's Life where it was like they had the
I remember
you know what I'm talking about?
Look into the light or something like that.
Yeah. Don't go to the light. Don't go to the lights.
When I'm shopping, I tend to avoid people.
Rebecca, I saw she has a question. Rebecca, I work at a grocery store. It's only Chicago based. It's called Mariano's, but the parent company that owns it, I think the parent company that owns it, I think you guys are all familiar with, is with Kroger. Worked there now for, now we're about to enter 2023. Been there now for almost 8 years.
Well, that's cool.
10 minutes till the new year for us.
So y'all are just coming on. Y'all hadn't seen my shirt I got for Christmas from one of my brothers at the
I was going to say, I like the shirt. Paranormal investigator, if you see me running, run faster.
I love that.
Well, I'm wearing my same shirt. It's just that the lettering wore off.
Well, you guys can pretty much see what I'm wearing. And this
Happy
actually,
New Year.
ironically enough, just like
That's those flashing lights. There we go.
Does it have a date on it?
My necklaces don't do that.
no, it's I don't know. Well, Jeremy, I think you already know, but I'm a huge Charlie Brown Peanuts fan, and I got different holiday shirts, Peanut shirts for different holidays, and my mom. Well, Santa got this for me for Christmas. I saw it a few days just before Christmas, thinking, "Oh man, I got to get this, especially for New Year's." So, yeah, this one I also got for Christmas as well. Celebrated New Year's in England was
fireworks.
Yeah, we're going to be having our fireworks soon in about 8 minutes.
Yeah, we're already on
Yeah.
fireworks.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Well, yeah, there's already
Actually, no, there's already fireworks going on in the city.
2 hours, 8 minutes. That's not enough time to cook those Roman noodles.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jill, you
Thanks for
cooking right
calling,
now
Patricia.
to get that done in time?
Appreciate you coming on, Patricia. Tell Darren I said, hey, y'all, Happy New Year.
Oh, by the way, Joe, did you get my text back?
Paranormal happened to me last week. And, Kelly, where were you? When were you investigating? It's got to be what, like, she lives in the UK. I'm trying to figure out what time it would be.
Hey, just wish you guys.
Well, for her, it's almost 6 o'clock.
Oh, so wow, they're just starting their day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, I wish you guys were here. Yeah, plenty of beers to go around.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got mine right here.
I actually, you know what? Hold the, stay on the camera. I need something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we got just about everything here: beers, Sprite, Pepsi, and so yeah, we're all set here.
Well, next year we just need to just have a small paranormal party.
Oh yeah, for sure. And right now we're just watching. I don't know if here. Might as well since I got the guys right here, to see a little bit of my place. Right now we're just watching it like on the TV, like the countdown or what's about to be the countdown.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Where are they at?
What?
Where are they at? Where's it broadcast?
Where broadcast? Chicago.
Yeah, it's city of Chicago.
Yeah. I don't know where downtown. It's like somewhere right, but I mean, obviously it's gonna be right next to the lake. So.
It's right next to Lake Michigan, at least.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just dreading the day when next week when I have to take this down,
Yeah.
along with my other Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we've got a lot of decorations in the formal living room up front, and I'm
I see.
dreading all that.
Yep.
Everybody's excited to put them up. The kids are excited to put them up, but not so excited to take them down.
Oh, that's me too. I don't like it when I take my stuff down.
Yeah, because I really decked the place out this year. Like we're really all out this time. Yeah, like and right there's where I shoot the videos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When it comes to decorations, I mean, I'm actually going to be decorating the house in less than a month, obviously, for Valentine's Day. But taking the Christmas stuff down is always the saddest.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was being pushed and drinking champagne all that. Wow. It sounds like you've had quite a start to your new year, Kelly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be taking a shot of something myself from my little cabinet. But yeah, and Red, like I wanted to mention that chair right there that I sit in, my Grandpa Don's work chair.
I'll be up in 2 hours.
Call in about every 2 hours.
Can party here in Cali about 2 hours. Everybody's invited.
Yeah, because he's 2 hours behind us.
That's right.
I took some cold medicine before our New Year's, so I'll be out soon.
5 minutes.
New Year's hat. I don't wear hats. Messes with the hair.
You know, I keep mine short, so I don't have that problem. When I start getting bedhead when I get up in the morning, it's time for a haircut. Because, man, it's so much easier. One, it saves on water, saves on shampoo or body wash. You know, back in the day, you know, you had shampoo, you had conditioner, you had body wash. Now it's like, you know, 3 or 4 in one. It's like, I've been doing that anyway. It's all the same. It's soap. Soap is soap. You know?
Right.
But I keep it short to the fire service.
Short hair is that be in and out of the shower in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't have to sit there in the shower for, you know, forever.
Yeah. That's the bad thing. When I have my long hair, it takes me 25 minutes.
Yeah. My wife, you know, of course she's got long hair, but she wouldn't look good in this haircut, I don't think. The Sinead O'Connor, you know, look, I don't think it would fit her.
Oh, wow. Oh, holy cow, there's a novel right here.
Yeah, I'm about to get my glasses here. Whoa.
Yep, Jill, 3 minutes. Yep.
Last week I visited my auntie on the way home. On the motorway, there was a big accident, and all the road was closed off, and over 10 emergency services or 2 cars smashed up. It's all over the road. Sudden, my nose was twitching like crazy and went and stopped. I think it was my cousin trying to warn me to. Huh.
Wow.
Wow.
Can't even imagine that, Kelly.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, 3 minutes slept right before midnight.
Went to a friend's house tonight. We were drinking and we all got a bit drunk. I would rock. Oh, you would rock that shit. Yeah, this haircut. Yeah, I don't think so. People would start asking you if something was wrong with you.
Thing is, Rebecca, would you be able to handle that?
Yeah.
Jill, OMG, I get to see who transforms into a werewolf, like American werewolf.
From experience from having very long hair and then all of a sudden having no hair, it's a shock to your system.
She says yes. Aren't you driving? You shouldn't be texting and driving.
Where's she at?
She's on the way home. She's supposed to be on the way home.
Better hurry. Only got.
Oh, that's right.
I should have had some of those little party poppers we could pop.
Got to be something
for the new year.
Surprised there's no clock.
1 minute.
Sorry, we're just trying to figure out. Oh wait, try that one. We're looking for. We found a live video for New Year's, but they don't have the clock, the countdown on it, so we're looking for that right now.
They usually don't do that until about 40 seconds out.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here, I'll even share it for you guys.
There you go.
All right. 30 seconds.
Can't even see it.
It's tiny.
Here, I can do this.
We're counting once it hits 20. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! All right, we made it, guys. Yep.
Hey!
We made it.
Hey, and we're still all here.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Never thought we actually would get this captured live.
Hey!
Happy New Year.
And these pilots are going up there.
Yeah, in just a minute, you'll hear gunshots outside,
I'm
too.
sure we will.
Nuts around here. They'll shoot up in the air. I told my kids, come inside 5 till, you know, because they go up, they got to come down.
What's that?
That's how it was when I was at Dad's house. About a minute after the ball dropped, Dad said, "Can you hear the fireworks?" I couldn't. But when I got outside to come home, he lived right across the street from me. But when I got outside, the sky was lighting up.
Everybody's shooting fireworks around here. My dogs are actually.
Just gonna look out.
They probably, it's not loud.
Yeah, it's
over here.
Imagine when they drive down the road, they're looking at that.
people are reckless with years
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's New Year's. It can't
all over the place with the gunshots. You can tell the difference between fireworks and gunshots. You've been around it.
All right, so now that it's a new year for you guys, what are some goals and resolutions that you have planned?
Eileen sent a message in the group chat that we had,
for each of us.
and I said that one of my resolutions was to not be as mean to Eileen this year, which I told her it's probably going to last about 5 minutes.
Jill, that's the one that I watched the Dick Clark. Did you guys read my thing yesterday? I put out a great big reflection.
Yes, I did. I did see that post.
And Don, what you just said was very much what I said, that a lot of people make resolutions, and then in 5 to 10 days, it's back to the old routine.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Nick, what about you?
Well, for starters, I'm definitely going to get back to doing more episodes of Nick Files. But as far as actual resolutions go, as much as we went to a few investigations like throughout last year now, I've really been trying to get out so I can become more active in investigation.
Don't worry about paranormal. What about personal goals?
That's what I was about to. I just wanted to give a quick sliver of that, and then I was going to get to other things. As far as other stuff for my New Year's resolutions, first off, after January 2nd, I'm actually planning on going to be going on a diet because I've been meaning to exercise for the longest time. So I'm finally going to start putting an open schedule, starting to make my schedule a lot more available for it. So that's one of the things. There was one other thing I wanted. I can't remember what it was. If it comes back, I'll let you know. But that was one of the more important things I've been meaning to do for the longest time.
Getting older, especially in our line of work. I think I froze up because both of y'all froze.
You guys hear us?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you guys now. Looks like it froze.
Yeah. Being in the fire service and all that, of course, I'm in the martial arts too. So, I'm in better shape, I guess, than most of my age. But being in the fire service is you got to be in shape for one. But, a bunch of us at the station now are around the same age. So within a 10 years time, there's going to be a big turnover at work because a lot of us are going to be retiring from the service.
Right.
And, we work out anyway before, but it's like really important. If we're going to be able to stay, I guess healthy and prepared for our job, getting to the point where we got to work out a lot more than what we used to. Yeah, we got to stay healthy and all that. Because at our age, sorry, my phone's everybody's wishing me happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm doing those too. Yeah, and it's hard to stay on a diet. I mean, because it's like right after you begin it and you're trying to stay on this diet, you get tired and you want to go back to eating the usual stuff, and
Yep.
You know, it's just sometimes very hard to stay on it. And I think that's like that for everybody.
I lost. There for a while, I wasn't drinking anything but water. I cut out the Cokes, cut out sweet teas. I cut out, a lot of stuff, eating a lot of bad stuff. And I lost 10 pounds just by cutting out, the Cokes and sweet tea.
Right.
I was actually,
Hey, Donald.
yeah.
No,
Do something that most men don't do. Listen to your wife.
Yeah, I saw the comments. Dude, your comments.
Let me
off.
skip through these.
Notifications.
Yeah.
Come on. Be more fearless. Turn your notifications off. Oh goodness, we got a bunch of them. I didn't realize we had gotten some. I watched Dick Clark.
Ball drop.
Yeah.
For Don's case, he doesn't really have channels, so we aren't able to watch the ball drop, especially involving Dick Clark.
So I'm going to be working on two. One is to publish a book this year. With all the stuff that I'm writing, my goal is to publish a book by the end of this year.
That would be awesome.
I actually started last year. I'll say last year, 2 years now. I actually started a while back writing a memoir for Southern Paranormal, how we got started. Right now I'm going into investigations. I've done past our intro part of it, a preface, and now I'm going into I guess actual chapters would be. Whenever I get the urge to write, I'll start typing. A lot of times it's at nighttime. In bed, I'm sitting there getting inkling to start typing again and start writing stuff. Right now I'm into the first investigation that we did together, me and Dole, before there was a Southern Paranormal. So kind of into that area right now. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I've been writing pretty much every day in the morning. Well, not in the mornings, but first few hours of the day that I'm awake. I've got 4 short stories done, 2 memoirs started. Altogether, I probably have about 300 pages that I've written since the 1st of November.
My biggest problem is writing this. I'm gonna have to go back and remember certain things that happened in a timeline. When did we go here? When did we go there? I think our first few investigations, but then there's that big area where all of them kind of joined in together. You really don't know where you were. Did we go here first or did we go here first?
Well, that's why when you write, just write it out. Right. Then later on, when you start remembering certain things or different orders of how it actually happened, then you go back and start messing around with it. But for the time being, when you start writing, just let it go.
See, I have to admit, I know it sounds partially unrelated, but that's what I do. Like when I make my holiday music posts for which I tag you guys in, you guys can see it's quite a. You can't remember shit. But no, that's what I do a lot of times when I put my holiday music posts together. You can see there's a lot of work put into it. It's, not necessarily a story, but I do the exact same thing like you said, Jerry. Just kind of write it out, and then after that, you can go back and fix it up. So that's exactly what I do. Like what I just tagged you guys in not too long ago for the New Year's music post.
Weird thing about that post, Nick.
Yeah.
I didn't get the notification for that.
I have noticed. I'm glad you brought that up because whenever I make my holiday music posts, I know a lot of you guys I know a lot of people really enjoy when I put them together because it is quite the amount of work. And when I tag people in it, I don't expect responses, really, really quickly. I know it's going to take time. And all of a sudden, like an hour or two goes on, I thought, oh, that's strange. There should have been at least some people who should have, maybe not responded, but at least should have noticed about it. But what you just said, though, kind of.
The Christmas one, I got the notification about an hour after you posted it.
That's the thing. Now that you mention it, that actually makes a lot more sense because now I'm starting to understand, why I don't see responses until much later. Something's going on. It's got to be something with Facebook, but it makes so much more sense now. I'm thinking, where is everybody? I'm not expecting everybody.
I still don't have it from you yet.
That is just.
It happens to be that too. I'll get tagged in stuff, and I'll go into some memory stuff, and then I'll see stuff that's already passed that I didn't get notification for earlier.
It's there. It's on my profile, but it hasn't. I never got the notification.
That is just. I wish I knew exactly what is causing this, because before I used to tag people and people would just respond like after 5 minutes or so.
Oh,
but
I know exactly what the problem is.
It's Facebook being stupid.
It's stupid.
I knew you were going to say that. It is. Now Facebook is being stupid for me preventing me from spreading all my holiday cheer to everybody.
There's another thing another resolution that I do have. Something that I've noticed is that my patience level has gotten really, really thin. And I lose my patience very quick.
Yeah.
That could be, medications also.
I thought about that, medication, and probably from the accident and probably from all the fighting that I've had to do this year. But I've noticed that the last couple of weeks, and even my dad said something to me a couple of days ago about it. But yeah, I don't like it. But I was telling a friend of mine last night about the same thing, is that at sometimes, depending on who I lose my patience with, I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah,
I probably have done the same thing.
Right.
Kind of comment back on let's see where is it?
Something what Jill said.
Yeah, always know yourself and by yourself. Kind of what's this one?
Yeah. Because usually I know, Don, you haven't really known me all that long. Nick has. Usually I'm extremely easy to get along with. I've got some of the most patience you'll ever see. But this past year, down.
Probably a number of things, medication and just the general shit you've had to go through over the past couple of years.
A lot of it has to do with the accident and what I've had to deal with since then.
Right.
Yeah. I can remember, being younger than I am now, dealing with a lot of stuff, and I just always just go with the flow type thing. And as I've gotten older, I tend to not put up with as much shit. And kind of speak my mind. And if you like it, that's okay. If you don't, that's okay too.
Right.
Exactly.
I still have, I still hold my tongue on a lot of things that bother me. And at a point in time, if you don't get that out somehow or another, it's going to go off. It's going to come out all at one big time. You're going to just blow up. And I used to be real bad about that. I've gotten better.
That's happened to me a couple times last year, actually. Well, 2 years ago now, I guess.
Blame it on the rain.
You know what? It's like funny she brought that up because it was raining a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, it went today too.
Yeah,
it was rained here yesterday, a little bit today. I was hoping that
it drizzled today.
I was hoping it was raining today, so it wouldn't be so much fireworks going off because of the dogs just going freaking batshit crazy. I think my pool.
Rebecca's like, "You're welcome."
It was just snowing in Milwaukee.
Wait, what in Milwaukee?
It was just snowing in Milwaukee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you remember that, right, Don? Yeah, it was like snowing up in Milwaukee.
Yeah. According to this, on Monday, we're supposed to be getting some rain.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to, well, obviously, as always, Jeremy, it would affect our area first. So, well, that's odd. They're saying for Monday, now for us, it's only going to be cloudy. Oh, my God, Tuesday, it's going to be 60.
Oh, it was in the 70s here. We went from dang frigid temperatures to like -9 wind chill like a week ago, and now like I'm having to wear shorts and shit.
It has to do with that cold front that hit us.
Yeah, it's the cold front, and from what I'm seeing right now is, so they're saying it's supposed to be 60 on Tuesday, and then a few days later the temperature drops, and then supposedly next Saturday it's supposed to drop down to 35, and we're supposed. Well, I know it's a far ahead, but I don't like the cold in general. I hate freaking wintertime.
You're welcome. What are you saying you're welcome for?
I don't know what she meant by that. Well, you see, honestly, I mean, I know I'm going to sound kind of the opposite here, Donald. I actually do like the cold weather, to be honest with you, but I still have, my limits with it. Like when it comes to cold weather, ice, snow, that kind of stuff. Best time I always enjoy it is, it seems like I say this almost every year. It seems best time I always enjoy it is, anywhere between November and March. But then once, comes April, it's like, all right, I like cold weather, but I'm ready for some warm weather then.
As much
as I hate the cold, and I'm looking forward to warmer weather, when spring hits, man, the pollen and everything just kills me.
It's gonna get better.
2 or 3 months.
That's why I think I like the colder weather better than warmer does, because you don't have as much of the allergies or pollen. You sure as hell don't have all the insects flying around. But unfortunately, one of the cons with cold weather is that's when you get a lot of the dry air, of course.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when people usually get sick during the winter time because of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always pros and cons to each, season.
For me, my worst time is about the end of January. That's when I usually get sick and lose my voice. It came a little early this year.
Right.
With I don't like cold weather, but I can tolerate the 30s, 40s. It starts dipping down below freezing. I don't like that, especially when it gets down single digits. You can keep that shit. This past summer, man, I can remember it was like just unreal hot and sticky and muggy. The humidity was just so bad here. This past.
That's something that I see on Facebook all the time. People are always bitching about it being very, very hot, and they can't wait till the wintertime comes. Then when the wintertime comes, they're always bitching about it being real, real cold and can't wait till summer comes. What make it be rain?
And have you guys ever seen those pictures that are like memes? But they're not memes, but there's like pictures of like when it's the height of summer, someone will post a picture of like snowy weather, and it's like 12, 14 weeks till we're in this. And I just saw something like that for the summer. So it's like probably like 13, no, probably like 8 to 10 weeks before we get like the summer back or something. No, it had to be longer than that, but you get the idea. They would have these countdowns of like when we're supposed to get the cold and hot weather back.
My thing is, no matter what, we're going to get it.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not going to find that on any other planet. Even if we were living in Mars or somewhere else, you're going to get the same effects. That's just like that on every planet.
No, you're not. It's
I was going to say at least the ones we know of, but I know there's many others that don't have that.
On Mars, it's going to be a lot colder.
Yeah. Well, what I mean by Mars is even if we had it terraformed and whatnot, even if we were to change it to like brought it down to Earth's level, it would still be the same issue. But yeah, Mars as of right now,
having said that, do you believe that Mars at one time was within that zone that the Earth is in?
Yeah.
I do believe that Mars was a lot like Earth, and then somehow that Goldilocks zone shrunk.
Yeah.
Mars became what it is now.
They are saying the same thing also too for planet Venus. Of course, that's extremely hot.
Oh yeah, I don't know about Venus.
It's hard to say with Venus. I mean, I see that more on Mars side. Some people say the same for Venus, but I understand obviously a lot more attention's been focused on Mars and Venus, but yeah, it's kind of hard to say with the planet Venus wants to move to the moon when that starts happening.
Yeah. Plus Venus is more gas than anything else.
It is.
It's a lot like how Jupiter is.
Except, of course, it has a rocky surface. It's not a gas giant. So,
well, Jupiter does also have mass to it too, just not like what it looks.
Oh, okay. I didn't really think it that way. I always thought it was just basically like a huge ball of just nothing but gas fluids.
I think Neptune is that, but I'm not sure.
Saturn, I think, is. I could be wrong.
Or Saturn, yeah.
Talking about people on Facebook, bitching about the cold. Bitching about the cold and bitching about the hot. In general, it doesn't have to be about weather. They're just going to bitch about something.
Yeah, as it always is.
Joe, if the aliens do come and pick you up, have them swing by and pick me up too. Get me out of this.
Yeah, take me too.
Hey,
Rebecca.
Hey,
Happy
Rebecca.
New Year. Jill's like my typical life.
First kiss.
Back off! Back off!
get through the hour after.
24
We'll
minutes
come
left.
get y'all too. You hear that, Don? They're gonna come get you too.
Still shooting fireworks.
That's right, Don. The aliens are coming to get you. They're coming to get you, Don.
Oh no! You know what? If they're like the really bad ones that disguise as humans, I'm just gonna put a pair of sunglasses on and just simply say, "I have come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass."
Kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
All out of bubble gum.
We watched that the other day.
I would almost welcome those kind of aliens. Get rid of the idiots we got running our country.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I was just watching. Funny enough, I was just watching a part of that the other day too. Great movie.
Yeah, we watched that the other day. That's one of my favorite movie quotes.
That's even Night of the Living Dead director George A. Romero, before he passed away, he once said that was like one of his They Live was like one of his all-time favorite movies ever.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Acting ain't great, but it was still a good movie. And I was like, when he walks in that bank, and it's like, he's backing up, and he walks in and he realizes in the bank. He's like, that's classic.
Yeah.
That and you're okay. She's ugly as shit.
And then at the end of the movie, when the aliens are exposed and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? What's wrong, baby?
Yeah.
Speaking of alien movies, my parents were actually, I don't know what it is, but the Sci-Fi Channel's been having a whole marathon lately of the Twilight Zone. And
Really?
yeah, they're still showing episodes right now, and it's going into, well, technically it is Sunday now. It's still continuing today. And one of the episodes we were just watching, and
Which version?
which one?
Which version?
Oh, the original one from the 60s with Rod Sterling. So yeah, they have this whole marathon of it, and I watched episode that I actually haven't seen since middle school, and it was one of the alien ones. It was the episode "To Serve Man." You guys remember that one? Yeah, it was just on earlier tonight.
Yeah, that one is classic. I remember when they turned it on The Simpsons.
What I'm doing now is I'm watching this.
What is that?
Royal Rumble.
Oh.
I just started tonight. I've watched the first 2 Rumbles. I do this every year. I watch every Rumble up to the current one, and then I watch it for the finale.
Have you got Peacock?
I do.
Now you can watch a lot of stuff on there. I'll periodically get on there and I'll watch some of the old Mid-South and other stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But ask Don if he's seen the Terrifier movies.
Not yet. I want to.
Not yet? Oh man,
He wants to though. I don't know if you can hear him clearly on where he's sitting, right? You guys can hear him?
No.
Oh, Jeremy said he couldn't, but Donald can.
Joe, you have no idea.
I didn't even realize what she said. You know what? I looked at one of her other comments where she said she loves the Twilight Zone series, but I actually thought at first she said, I actually thought she originally said, because I'm looking at this from a little bit afar, I thought she was saying the Twilight series. Like, oh God, we're not talking about those movies, right?
We do not speak of it.
Nope.
Yeah. Jill has no clue how wild I can be.
He already knows how wild I can be.
we see that. What are your flashing lights?
Yeah, with all the flashing lights.
Oh,
jeez. Don't
that.
She said
I
she
will
loves
say
the
this.
Twilight. She loves them Twilight sparkles too.
I'll say this about the Terrifier. Terrifier, because there was actually a short movie that it had several different horror stories kind of in one, kind of like an old creep show type feel to it.
Oh, awesome.
Crap.
Smile.
What's the clown's name on the Art the Clown? He had a little short in that little movie, and then they built off of that and actually made a whole movie off the first one. So the first one's based off that little short. It was really good. Now, you can tell it's low budget. It's a low budget film, but acting ain't that great. But the kill scenes in it are some stuff I've not seen in a horror movie before. There's one in particular I've never seen that done before, and
Have you watched Smile?
What is it?
Smile.
I have not.
I watched that a couple of days ago. It's pretty good, but it's very similar to the movie called It Follows.
It Follows. I remember that movie. That was a good one.
Yeah. Smile is sort of got like the same premise to it.
does it have like that 70s tone to it? Because like with the movie, like It Follows, it had like that kind of like feel like you'd seen the original Halloween. It's like, did they have like that 70s tone to it, or
No, it's in terms of the idea.
okay?
Okay.
You know how with It Follows, you see something and it's coming at you, and the only way you can get rid of it is by having sex with somebody, and that gets passed on to them like a disease.
Right. and that only lasts until it reaches its victim, and if it does, then it goes back to the originator.
Yeah. But Smile kind of has the same premise of it.
Okay.
Only it's a little more to the extreme, let's say.
Yeah.
I've watched Terrifier 1 and 2, and I don't know what the clown is, because it's not. I don't want to spoil it too much because y'all haven't seen it yet, but it's just.
I don't care about spoilers.
It's,
I'll look up a movie before I watch it. I don't care about spoilers.
To me, I think there's something wrong with his voice box because he doesn't emit any sound, which makes it that much more creepy. Just sitting there, he'll look at you with this stare, and then all of a sudden he'll smile and just wave at you. And but he's getting stabbed and getting hit and all this, and he's not making any vocals.
Right.
And but anyway, it's to me he's not human.
I could probably fit in that role very well because I can't talk. I can give you a weird ass smile.
You got to do the.
That's what I was doing first, like, hi. Oh my gosh, God.
But 2 is a lot better to me than the first one. But there's a point in the movie where it kind of is cheesy a little bit, kind of goes off the path a little bit. Of unrealistic things. I'll just say that. Because it kind of throws you out. This could be, a real. You get pulled into that movie. You're really into it, and this could, actually be happening. This is a real deal. It's believable. Well, then there's a segment where it goes way off. It's like,
oh my gosh,
this is far fetched. Kind of takes you out of that element.
That is a huge axe.
You say
sorry. Don's playing a game. So, and in case you guys heard that I said axe, not ass.
That's a huge axe.
Oh,
yeah, he's playing. Which one is this?
Resident Evil 5.
He's playing Resident Evil 5, which is a very graphic. Just shows the whole scene of a guy like cutting through zombies with a giant axe. He like takes an axe, and the axe is like this big and just plunges it into place. It's like, that's brutal stuff.
Jill, I have seen that movie, and I thought it was pretty good.
It's not a movie, it's a game.
No, he's answering Jill's comment here. Let's see the new Smile. I was thinking of Clown, Eli Roth's movie. Oh, I haven't heard of this one. Now, have you guys ever seen that? It's been airing on the Travel Channel. Have you guys seen that new series? It's called Urban Legend. It's like, as I would put it, like Travel Channel's first like real television series. Not, it's a horror series, but it's not paranormal wise. It's like an actual like acting series, and it's each episode is just like 1 hour. It's an anthology series, and it's that kind of they put something up like saying, you know, you remember those creepy legends that you've heard of when you were a kid? Well, here they're based on classic urban legends, but they take it one step further. So like the first episode was dealing with, can't remember what it was called, but it dealt with the legend of the Red Room, which the Red Room story, it's like the story of like supposed like torture rooms and that kind of stuff that are like that you could check out online and request certain things to happen, that kind of urban legend. The second episode, I've only gone to the first two. The second episode was The Bite, which focuses on the classic. I'm thinking to myself, it's about a woman who goes somewhere and she comes back, this young girl, and she's got these spiders coming out of her. I'm thinking, okay,
That's
that
gross.
sounds really familiar. That sounds like the Red Spot story from the Scary Stories books. Spider crawls on a girl's face, bites, a huge boil starts up, and then all of a sudden you got all these spiders coming out. But they don't just go. They alter things. So like there's like a scene I remember in the episode where she has problems with her teeth and she goes and she like her teeth comes out easily and spiders come out of it. It's a graphic gory show, but it's a kind of quite an update or take on a lot of those original classic legends. So some of them are based on the books I had.
Like Halloween 3.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
that's-
Halloween 3 in a way, yes, but it's like I said, you have the Red Spot story or the Bite as it's called, but they do things differently. It doesn't end with the girl having the spiders come out of her. There's more to it than that. So, and it looks like each episode director Eli Roth, I don't know about the other episodes, but I know like I said, the first two episodes were done by the same director. So Eli Roth usually does an interview right after the show's over, but it's a pretty good show as far as I'm concerned.
I'll have to check that out. What's it on?
It's on Travel Channel.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's like the first real like kind of horror drama series ever. I mean, yes, it's probably going to be no like any other horror series, like drama series that has come out over the years. But this is the Travel Channel's first original series.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
They usually are, you can probably get it on demand, but they usually air them on Friday nights.
Definitely have to check that one out. Sounds. Now I don't like the whole pussy, gross stuff. It just kind of.
Each episode like focuses like on a different, like I said, like take. I mean, some episodes will probably be more gory than others. I mean, it's not just all the grossness stuff. I mean, I heard there were they do episodes on particular ghost stories and legends, so that kind of stuff. Like I said, I've only seen the first two episodes.
You know, Jeremy, I'm a gamer. I like, playing Xbox and PC, mostly Xbox stuff, but I just bought the WWE
2K20.
2K20, yeah. 2022. It's actually pretty good. It's got a storyline mode.
Over 23 in a couple months.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was one of those I wanted for a while, and it finally got cheap enough to where I could actually get it. It was like 68% off or something.
I've been streaming my games on TikTok, and I've been getting a lot of attention on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
On the wrestling one?
No, I'm playing Mario games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of genre. A lot of people doing the retro gaming on TikTok.
No.
Yeah, like today, I was streaming for 2 hours, just under 2 hours, and it was slow at first, and then all of a sudden, I had like 700 people watching me for a while.
Wow. And I can't get over that 20 mark.
Yeah,
I'll get on. The other night I streamed I streamed the Ghostbusters Afterlife, Spirits Unleashed, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed on TikTok the other night. I had about, I don't know, 10, 12 people in there.
Yeah, I started out at about 10, and then it jumped up to 120 and stayed there for a good while. And then it would kind of go back and forth, and then all of a sudden it jumped up to 700.
Wow, that's
And then
pretty good.
it went down from there.
I want to get into streaming more gaming stuff or streaming in general.
See, I've done some gaming before in the past, and I've been wanting to get back into it again. So, like I said, I got a lot of horror themed games that I'd like to stream. So,
that Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia is on the list.
There's also one coming out on Steam called. It's kind of
Trying to get it clear.
Yeah, it's a little bit blurry to see.
I know, but my total views was just under 8,900 people.
8,900.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
lot. Anybody gift you?
not this time around. No,
That's where you got to start getting in
but
gifts.
total
But
out of all the streaming that I have been doing, I got enough for 2 cents.
ooh,
I'm going to take this.
Yeah.
It's already
there's
passed.
another game called Midnight Ghost Hunt
Midnight for Jeremy.
on. Hey Nick, there's a game called Midnight Ghost Hunt on Steam.
Oh, I never heard of that one.
That's Ghostbuster-ish type.
It's like
Oh,
Okay, I know there was a Ghostbusters game that was made that's available on Steam. I have that one, but I don't have Midnight. What's it called? Midnight Ghost. What again?
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
it's a
Midnight Ghost Hunt. Okay, yeah, I don't have that one.
You go on
There's which Ghostbusters game do you have? There's a couple of them. They just revamped one of them, and there's one they just
one I
released.
have is I'm looking it up right now because I'm borrowing Don's laptop, so I'm not using my current computer right now. But the
Right.
one they have on Steam is. Give me 1 second here. Oh wait, damn. I hate sometimes the auto correction. I was trying to put Steam Ghostbusters, and it said it's at Stream Ghostbusters. No, Stream Ghostbusters, like streaming. I got it's just the Ghostbusters, the video game remaster.
Okay, that's
4 years
there's
ago.
one called Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, and it's a 5-player multiplayer platform. It's cross platform, but Ubisoft doesn't have that link fixed yet.
Yeah, I mean it is on the Steam site, but there's no like area where you could like purchase it or anything like that, or even buy it in advance.
Really? It's on Xbox.
At least on the website on my phone I can't.
No, it's out. It's out because I've been playing with people on PC.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was released in October of last year. So
Yeah.
I guess. Oh wait, yeah. This might be something I may have to wait till I get home to see because I just can't find it. I may just have to go on the actual program to find it.
Yeah, it's basically a 5-player game, and you got 4 Ghostbusters and 1 ghost, so you can be the ghost or the Ghostbusters.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and the matches aren't very long. 20 minutes at most. A lot of them last less than 10 minutes, depending on how good your Ghostbusters and your ghost is. And you get to choose from different ghosts, different type ghosts. You can even get different skins, the way they look. And I haven't gotten Slimer yet, but he's on there.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But it's got a lot of glitches and bugs in it right now, at least on the Xbox side of it. So you just
I'll have to
deal
look
with it.
into it on. I'm gonna have to look into it like when I check it out on Steam.
Yeah, if they ever get that Ubisoft link fixed to where you can join up and join up with your friends. You can play in the same game with your buddies. Right now, it's just random. If you're on one platform, I'm sure you can do just Steam people. You can play with your friends there, but you can't join up cross-platform in a lobby.
Now, you said the other one was Midnight Ghost Hunt, right?
Yeah, Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Okay, yeah, I found that one. So, it's only. Oh, you know what? I better get this now while I still have the chance because it's on sale right now. It's like 50% off. It's like the original price for it's like $20, but right now it's only $10.
Really?
Yeah. So if you guys, Don, I know you got a Steam account. If that's something that I would get it soon because it ends on January 5th.
Yeah, sure.
When's it in?
It ends on January 5th. It's they said the special promotion offer ends January 5th. So if you have a Steam account, if you're looking for more games, I probably would tell you may want to get this now while it's cheap because I'm gonna purchase it myself right now.
I think I'm gonna wind up doing that.
Okay.
I'll get it too. That's one of the games I was really looking at and wanting to get.
I was gonna say here's your chance to get it cheap.
And if you're on Steam, then we can hook up and go in the same lobby. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome. I should have brought my laptop with. I didn't even think about that.
No, I think I'm going to head off here. I'm getting really, really sleepy. I'm trying to pass out.
Yeah, I think I'm fixing to end this and all. Appreciate everybody coming in, joining and conversating with us and comments. I know we didn't have a whole lot. Probably the New Year's thing and being the fact that it's a brand new podcast show, just the way it happens.
So
but I appreciate you guys.
New Year.
Appreciate you guys coming on and popping in with me, chit-chatting about the paranormal and whatever else is on the dang top of our heads at the moment.
Always a pleasure. And like what Jill said, chatting on such shows like this, I mean, that's definitely a clear way to show we're being safe on a night like this, with all these crazy drunk drivers going about.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll let y'all all know when we have a new show scheduled. I have to get with Dr. Jim, see when he can make it on. He was supposed to be on the night, and not sure what happened. But anyway, we'll just look for the posts and all that. We'll set up another event sometime in January, and be on our 3rd episode. Y'all have a good, happy New Year. Y'all be safe.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.